So what does King Louis XIV and my cooking class have in common? Well, King Louis was so excited and had such a love for this vegetable that he actually served it at every state dinner. And this recipe that I'm going to share with you today is probably going to be a recipe your family's going to love. It's in perfect timing with our Canada Day festival because I'm going to be using O Canada. And I honestly can tell you that this side dish will become your family favorite. You will be always looking for cauliflower. Yes, cauliflower. Now, when you purchase cauliflower, when you're buying a head, you can do it a couple different ways. This is a cauliflower steak where literally you keep the stalk on and you cut it a thickness. Now, the only problem with that, and it is sort of fun to have this, so a family of 4, you could get probably 4 steaks, but the outside pieces, because they will not have the stem, they will not hold together. So it's a little wasteful, but never throw anything out. You can use the little side pieces as well. And that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to do both ways, but I'm really going to focus on the more economical way, which is, of course, your cauliflower little flowerets. So in your stainless steel bowl, and I do have my oven heating up at 425 degrees. We are going to be using our sheet pan with our liner. And I just have to say, honestly, if you have pans like this, they're probably not this shiny. This has been used multiple times. In fact, I think it's dirtier on the back than it is on the top, and that's because of the liner here. This liner has a nice lip on it, so oils and liquids don't go running under and, of course, get cemented on. It also is good in the oven, up to 425 degrees, which is what I have the oven on right now. Imagine doing chicken fingers or wings. If you have ever tried to scrape off that, you know how much you're going to love this liner. It just came back into stock. Okay, so taking our cauliflower. So what does King Louis XIV and my cooking class have in common? Well, I'm going to be sharing a recipe today that is perfect timing for Canada Day. Yes, we're going to be making a side dish with a vegetable with O Canada. Now, King Louis had such a passion for this vegetable that he actually made sure it was served at every state dinner. And I'm going to tell you, once you try this recipe, it's going to become one of your favorites that you would actually serve to royalty as well. What vegetable am I talking about? Cauliflower. Cauliflower is this nutrient-dense vegetable. That means there's very little calories in it, so it's great for, of course, your health plan, but more importantly, it is chock full of vitamin C, antioxidants, and you are going to fall in love with cauliflower. I mean, people make cauliflower-based pizzas. Of course, it's gluten-free. And we're going into summer, so you're going to find this very plentiful. Now, there's a couple ways with this recipe that you can make it. Number one is you could do cauliflower steaks. Yeah, in one cauliflower, and when you're looking for them, make sure you get ones that are very dense and heavy. That will make sure that it's not gone over its prime. You can usually get about 4 steaks. Now, the steaks must have the stem on it so they hold together. And when you cut it, you're cutting it upside down so that it's about half an inch to 3/4 of an inch to get 4 of them. Now, of course, all the flowerets on the outside are really wasted. You can't make them into steak, but we're not throwing them out. That's what I'm doing with today's cooking class. I've got the outside pieces, I've got them in a bowl, and we're gonna get started right away with making this. Using our 4-in-1 spoon, of course, you know why you love this. It doesn't take up hardly any room, but it's multi-purpose because I don't know how many times I used to go look for the tablespoon and I could never find it. This is all in one. We've got a tablespoon at this end, half a tablespoon at this end, and when we flip it over, this is indented. So fill it to the top, it's half a teaspoon, or the line, it's 1/4. So I love these. I always make sure that I have a couple in my home. We're going to take olive oil and we're roughly going to add about 2 tablespoons. Using our second, because of course if we put dries in with our liquids, you know what's going to happen. It's just going to stick. So using our second 4-in-1 spoon, we're going to put in our Canada. Now, just so you know, the ingredients on here are organic cane sugar. We've got maple sugar, garlic, onion, sea salt, herbs, black pepper, absolutely everything that you need to make something spectacular. We're going to stick our tablespoon end in, and we're roughly going to just sprinkle on 2 tablespoons. Now you'll notice I'm not measuring it off. When you're cooking, you don't have to be exact. Very different when you're baking, because when you're baking, exact measurements are really important. And in fact, most bakers actually have a scale so that they can make sure that they are getting the right amount. Now, this is going to make your cauliflower really sweet, but I don't know if you've ever tried kettle corn, popcorn, which is sort of sweet and spicy. Well, that's what I'm going to do, because I am going to add some chipotle aioli. So using the dry spoon that I have, I am going to, I like a little bit of heat. So I am going to put an entire, I'm going to just shake this up. Notice when I set this down, it's not going to tip out. But I want to make sure that my chipotle is not going to be sticking to all the same thing, because it does have some heat. Using our saute spoon, you guys have seen me use this so many times. I love our kitchen utensil sets. If you're a smart, savvy shopper, and I know you are, my recommendation is book a cooking class. It could be live, it could be virtual, and you can use your half price or free perks to get your kitchen utensil set free of charge. Okay, so I've got this nicely mixed up. We are literally just going to dump it onto our liner, our pan with our liner. You know, I love this, right? We'll just spread it out a bit. As you can see, I have our cauliflower all set out here. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to put a little bit of color to this, because cauliflower, of course, is white, quite anemic looking. So I thought what would be really super nice if we just added some red onion. I'm going to use our mandolin. You've probably seen me feature this as well. Love this gadget. And this is the 4-in-1 mandolin. So what I love about the quality of this one is you can see the tangs in here are nice metal tangs, which means it's really easy to grip any product that you're putting in there, so it's actually really snapping in. I don't know if you've ever seen cheap ones that are made of plastic. It doesn't hold anything, so you're gonna love these. It's almost like the tongs that are the little skewers that you put in your corn on the cob, right? Those metal tangs. Now with the 4-in-1 mandolin, of course you have lots of options. The option I'm going to use today and printed in their little corner is a 3.5 millimeter, which is the space from the blade to the actual plate. And using our finger guard, we're just going to slice some red onion for the top. Now you notice I've got my finger on the top. It's like a plunger, and I'm just sort of pushing it down. When it's done, like seriously, there's nothing left to it. Just take your onion, sprinkle it on top. So let's stick this in our 425-degree oven for about 16 to 20 minutes till they're nice, tender, crisp, and you can actually stick a fork in it. So while that's in the oven, let's talk about our steaks. So how I'm going to do these, of course the oven's already heated, so I might as well cook them all up at the same time. I like having them handy because they're really great snacks for your lunch or for your dinner. So just in a little container, I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil. And using our basting brush, which I love because it's so easy to clean, goes into a dishwasher, we're just going to put a little oil on top. So you can sprinkle on your O Canada. You can sprinkle on your chipotle aioli. And this is the heat. So if you have young ones, you may want to hold back on the chipotle a bit, maybe all of it. Okay, we're gonna just carefully flip these over. Put a little oil on this side as well. Off this goes into the oven as well. So in your utensil set, you may want to use one of the two. You want to carefully, because now they're a lot softer. Just flip them over. And we're going to put this back in for about another 5 more minutes, just as I expected. Our roll-up rack is perfectly situated. We're just going to grab a fork and just pop it in, make sure that it goes in there perfectly. The flavor and the coloring, doesn't that look beautiful? You can just dish this out. I do want to let you know that if you're looking for a cauliflower, the largest cauliflower on record was actually grown in Newark, New York. We've got a man out there that, honestly, talking about a green thumb, he actually grew a cauliflower that weighed 60 pounds, was 6 feet wide, and just to give you a comparison, the size of that cauliflower is 20 times the regular size. Salt and pepper, my veg, because we can control the sodium intake. You know, we always have too much sodium. Don't need to put this on. There is our cauliflower done up, absolutely beautiful. Honestly, it's gonna taste really good. I don't even want to put a fork in it and taste it because I'm gonna eat the whole thing. I really talked about the bacon liner, and you can see how there's some liquid in the corner. Look at how it keeps your tray so clean. So if you're looking for this, either replace your one that's totally burnt and brown and get a new one, or start using the liner. They're sold in 2 sizes. This is the full size that fits into your standard house size pans, or we've got the quarter sheet size, which is half, and you actually get 2 of them. So you could actually do both of them in a sheet pan, not a problem at all. A roll-up rack, if you need something that's saving you a lot of room in the kitchen, look at how this rolls right up. This has got steel and then silicone on the outside. It's really good for having right by your barbecue, for taking off things that are hot. It's good for having by your stove. Here are my cauliflower steaks. You can see that they've got a nice golden brown to it. We can literally put this on a plate. Now serve it with chicken or steak or pork. Your family's gonna love it. So thanks for popping in to today's cooking class. I hope you're going to enjoy making this O Canada cauliflower. It's absolutely delicious. I love the sweet and spicy on this. Enjoy, everyone. Come back next Thursday for another cooking class. We'll see you again really soon.